Hi guys, in this video I'm going to be talking about dedication, motivation, discipline, and passion. You guys need all these 4 things and more to help you move to your fitness goals so you can have success in whatever you decide to do. Guys, once again, like I said, we've come to the most important element of your training program. Today, I'm not going to be talking about how many sets, how many reps, what your form is, and how you need to design your program. Today, we are going to be talking about your mind. We're going to be talking about how to use your mind as a battleground to help you achieve your fitness goals. Like I said earlier, you need dedication. You have to be dedicated, to what you decide to do. Once you make that commitment, once you decide, I want to build muscle, I want to lose body fat, I want to look good in my clothes, I want to enter a bodybuilding show, or I want to enter a physique competition. The first time you alter those words, there has to be thousands of repetitions of things that you need to do to help you achieve those goals. Because if you don't set your mind along with your words, you are not going to connect. If you say you're going to do something, but your mind is not right, if your mind is not right, your body is not going to follow. Because there are going to be times when your body is going to be tired, you're going to be weak, you wouldn't have the motivation to want to go to the gym. But when you think about your mind connecting to your goals, when you think about what you want to do, you're going to be able to use your mind to ignite your body to do whatever you need to do. So that's dedication. The motivation. Motivation is one of those things that most people don't have. Once they decide they're going to do something, after they've done it for a few weeks or maybe a few months, and then they're not seeing the results, they start losing motivation. They start getting disconnected from their goals. Because when you have that goal, when you decide you want to do what you want to do, the dream of achieving your goals came to you. You decided, this is what I want to do. So just because it didn't happen in 3 weeks, or it didn't happen in 6 months, or it didn't happen in 8 weeks, it doesn't mean you have to give up. I mean, if you've only been doing it for 8 weeks, I've been doing this for 25 years. And I'm still doing it every single week, every single month, every single year. So just because it didn't happen so quick doesn't mean it's never going to happen. So you have to have something that you use to motivate yourself. For example, I'll give you an example of what I use to motivate myself. I'm from a third world country where things are very hard to come by. Sometimes food is very hard to come by. Even water is very hard to come by. I remember growing up playing sports, and I love playing soccer. And my parents couldn't afford to buy me soccer shoes. So we still want to go play soccer. I still want to go play soccer. Just because I didn't have those soccer shoes doesn't mean that I can't play soccer. So what did I do? I went on the soccer field without shoes on. Yeah. But I got injured every now and then. My toes got bleeding. My toes were bleeding. My nails got, chewed up. But I never gave up because I want to become a great soccer player. I kept pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And I never stopped until I represented my high school in a soccer tournament. Another example I'm going to give you is when I started Olympic weightlifting, for example. Olympic weightlifting is one of those sports that required speed, power, flexibility, agility, and balance. And as a little kid growing up, I was a super ecto. I was an ectomorph, but I was super skinny that when I decided I wanted to become an Olympic lifter, people made fun of me. They're like, you're too skinny, you're too small, you can't be that fast, you can't build muscle that quick. But I never listened to them because I thought about when I wanted to play soccer growing up, and my parents didn't have money to buy soccer shoes for me. I decided I'm going to use that. I'm going to use what I didn't have to get me what I want to have. I'm going to do what I haven't done so I can get what I haven't achieved, so I can achieve what I haven't achieved. So You guys out there, I don't know what you guys are going through. I don't know what difficulties you're in. But once you mention that you want to achieve a goal, you got to find something deeper than that goal to help you achieve that goal. Things are not going to be easy. Things are going to be rough. But at the same time, I want you to please dig deep. Dig deep inside. Find something. If it's a family member or your kids or your wife or your whoever it is, find something that you need to use to motivate yourself. Because when you use those things, when things get tough, when you wake up in the morning, you want to go do your leg workout, for example, you're not feeling motivated, you're not feeling strong enough, you're feeling tired. And you just think about those things and use those things to motivate yourself. Once again, the third one I'm going to give you that I use to really keep myself going when things get tough is discipline. We all know that discipline is the key to achieving any goal or any success that you set for yourself. So if you have to make a choice of going to the gym and doing whatever you can when you're not feeling 100%, even if you're not feeling 100%, if you can give 50%, then that's enough for that day. Then some days when you can give 100%, then you go ahead and give 100%. But don't say because you're not 100%, you're not going to go to the gym to train. Or, for example, when it comes to nutrition, when you have to make a choice between eating an apple or eating a Snicker bar, if you have to make a choice between those two, and you know, as a health practitioner myself, somebody who's trying to look good and feel good all the time, if I have to make a choice between eating an apple and a Snicker bar, I'm going to pick that apple first. So those are little choices that teaches you how to be disciplined. If you fail at that little choice right there between an apple and a Snicker bar, that is a possibility that you're going to fail at a bigger scale. So what I always do is use fitness. I use the gym as a metaphor for life. Some days, we go in for an audition to have a job, or we go for an interview to get a job, and they say no. They say, today we don't want to hire you today. That doesn't mean you have to stop. You shouldn't stop. You have to keep going to the next interview, to the next audition until someone says yes. Because all you need is one yes. Once you get that one yes, dig in. Do all you have to do to help you achieve what you need to achieve. And there's something I always hear about genetics. I feel like genetics is, the excuse that people that don't want to work hard, people that want to basically make an excuse and justify that excuse because they don't want to achieve a goal that they think the goal is impossible. They tell you that, oh, it's genetics. It's because you have the genetic, foundation. That's why you're able to achieve what you achieve right now. I can tell you for sure that genetics is just a foundation. Genetics is the foundation. It's not the big deal. The big deal is you putting in the work day in, day out. Like I always tell my clients, there's no off day. You don't choose when you want to be healthy and when you don't want to be healthy. Yeah, every now and then you treat yourself. But I would say 99% of the time, if you want to achieve that goal, you have to live that goal. You have to embody that goal. So your goal is there for you to achieve. What I always tell my clients is that you have to have an imagination. Imagination of going into the future and thinking about what you want to achieve. Thinking about your goals. See yourself already achieve that goal. And then you come back here to the present time and work hard. Because you already seen yourself achieve that goal. You've felt what it feels like. You've tasted what it tasted like. You've embodied yourself around that goal in the future. And then you come back to today and work hard every single day. Eventually, you're going to get back there and achieve that goal. And I always tell my clients this as well. I always give them this little word about, what you are to be, you are now becoming. So if you say you want to be something, take the shape of that thing right now, this moment. So that way, that means you're moving yourself closer to whatever you want to be. The last thing I'm going to give you is passion. This is my favorite one. If you don't have passion for something, and then you're doing what you're doing and there's no passion behind it, there's a possibility that you are going to fail at that thing. The reason why I said this is because when you're walking towards your goal, things are going to happen along the way. Something that you don't want to happen are going to happen. Maybe you have an injury, or maybe you lost your job. Whatever it is, something is going to happen. But the passion that you have is going to help you overcome that adversity. Because you already embodied yourself. You basically engrave yourself around what you want to be, and then you inject your passion into that thing. No matter what it is, no matter what's trying to drag you down, no matter what distraction is around you, what you have to do is don't allow the distraction to distract you. Make sure you ignore those distractions, because they're always going to be there. You know, just because now you want to be a fitness athlete, or you want to look good, you want to feel good, you want to change your life, you want to lose weight, you want to look the way you want to look, those distractions are still going to be there. They're not going to go away. This is where your mindset is so important. You have to change your attitude towards those distractions. If you don't, those distractions are still going to they're going to be distracting you, and they're going to keep pulling you backwards from your goal. Please get the passion that you need around your goal. And the difference between talent and skill. People always ask me this, what's the difference? When somebody has talent, it basically try to depend on that talent every time. The talent can only take you so far. But when you have skill, having skill is beating on your craft every single day, going to the gym when you have to, doing your cardio when you have to, eating your meals when you have to, taking your supplements when you need to. You cannot get away from that. So the more you keep practicing this behavior, it becomes part of your life. It becomes a lifestyle. So basically this becomes more of a discipline. And that's how you develop discipline. As you guys can see, I have 3 of my trophies here that I've won back in the day. I've won a lot of trophies. I've won a lot of trophies in the past. And the reason why I put these trophies here for you to see is that most people never believe that I can achieve it. They didn't think I can be a bodybuilder because of my so-called genetics, because of my so-called ectomorph, because they feel like I was too little to build muscle. But I refuse to allow somebody's opinion about me to be my reality. I refuse to allow somebody's prediction about my life to be my reality. So whatever anyone is telling you about what you're about to do or what you're doing right now, they might be laughing at you, they might be making fun of you, they might be telling you you're wasting your time. You know what? It doesn't really matter what they're telling you. What matters is what you're telling yourself. If you tell yourself that, look, although I'm not where I want to be right now, but I'm working my way there. So no matter what is going on in your life right now, make sure you get your mind in tune into your process. Get your mind in tune into what you want to do. One more example that I'm going to give you guys when it comes to overcoming adversities and having motivation and having passion for what you do. I remember when I was Olympic lifting, I went to represent my country for the first time in weightlifting in the All-African Games. I had a devastating injury. Basically, it was a career-ending injury. I dislocated my elbow from 90 degrees here to 90 degrees that way. I completely dislocated my elbow. And after the tournament, the doctors told me that there's a likely maybe a 30% chance that I'll be able to come back from this injury. In fact, they told me this is a career-ending injury because it's a common injury in Olympic weightlifting. I was devastated because my goal was to represent my country in the Olympics. When I had this injury, I thought everything was over. But I didn't give up. I kept working hard and working hard. I came back, went to the 92 Olympic trials. Once again, I broke the same elbow, the same spot, but this time I tore a little muscle around my forearm. And the doctors told me, well, your dream is over. You cannot be an Olympic weightlifter anymore. You have to quit. You have to go do something else. And this really devastated me. I was depressed. I was basically down to the bottom. I even didn't want to do any sports anymore. So one day, once again, I was listening to myself. I said, look, yeah, the doctors might see the record. They might see the X-ray. They might see the nerves and tendons being destroyed. But in your mind, what do you think about yourself? What do you feel about yourself? When I start hearing these words coming and over and repeating in my mind, I decided, you know what? I'm going to give it one more shot. Went back to the gym, went to a grueling physical therapy to basically heal my elbow. My elbow healed, make the 96 Olympic team, and I was able to represent my country in the 96 Olympic Games. So, it's not easy sometimes. Sometimes when you say you want something, sometimes we go through adversities, we go through downfalls, we go through injury. But because I have so much passion for this industry, I refuse to allow a temporary pain to stop me from my bigger goals. Please, you guys should remember that. Refuse to allow a temporary pain to stop you from achieving your goals. I hope I have been able to motivate you, to give you examples of how you can overcome adversities when it comes to achieving your goals, and also help you to become passionate, to have discipline, and to have dedication. So, guys, I thank you so much for watching my videos that I've been posting out every week. Like I said, this one is one of my most important ones, because without this aspect of my training, without my mindset, I wouldn't be able to achieve the things that I've achieved physically. So, once again, I'm going to ask you to click the thumbs up button on the bottom, comment on the bottom, share your stories with me, share your stories of adversity, stories of success, and this will be able to get you to the next level. And if you have any question for me, please feel free to comment and ask me a question on the bottom. Stay successful, stay disciplined, stay passionate, stay motivated, and your mind will get you where you want to go.